I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
Yes or no? Did you ever take banned substances to enhance your cycling performance?
Yes.
I had no prior knowledge of the planned assault on Nancy Kerrigan.
I am deeply sorry for my irresponsible and selfish behavior I engaged in.
Ladies and gentlemen, what's happening? Oops, the podcast. I know we had said we might be back for a couple quick bonus episodes to kind of bang out some of our ad obligations, and that is exactly what ended up happening. I hope you're still subscribed to us now for the time being. Gallerati here, joined by our pal Lynch.
Thank you.
Lynch has been on a cultural excursion, an enlightenment journey, a growth-inducing adventure. I want to hear all about it, dude.
Well, I'm back from Africa. I was there for 2 weeks. Spent the first half in Tanzania doing safari. Spent the second half in Zanzibar, which is an island off of the east coast of Eastern Africa.
Sweet. Part of Tanzania, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
You just got back. Are you fucked up still from the time change?
No, not really. Vic and I had a great time. I think the safari was fantastic. I did not see a kill in action. I did see a cheetah eating a dead wildebeest.
Love it.
And that was exciting and fun and cool. And I saw the gore.
Could you hear the
chewing?
Yes.
Yes.
Wow.
I heard the chewing. But I didn't hear any wincing or pain
from the wildebeest.
The second violent thing we saw was a vulture eating a dead hyena.
Wow.
And the hyena died of natural causes. So it was kind of just laying there and it was stumbled upon by the vulture.
Got it.
And so can you guess where the best place to start eating a dead animal is if you find it without any wounds?
Interesting.
Can you guess where the best point of attack is?
Like as an animal.
Yes.
You're going to start eating this, its back?
Bum.
Its butt.
I saw a vulture nose deep into this hyena's bum, and I saw him tearing his butthole apart.
And then did the guy tell you that that's why he was doing it?
Yes, he was explaining it to us. The smell was foul, and me and Vic, we did a private safari with our man Aaliyah. Shout out Aaliyah. Anybody that wants to go to Africa, I'm going to recommend you to this person. If you ask any questions, I'll refer you to him. He's fantastic. He's in his mid-30s. He's starting his own company. He is the best tour guide, and he has fantastic instincts where there were moments where we went with the pack of cars to see what was supposed to be something great, and then there were so many cars there, and then Aaliyah would have these moments of spontaneity and just intuition where he's like, you know what? I think we will go somewhere else. Hang on for 1 second. Follow me. And we would go somewhere and we would see something amazing. Aaliyah. Fantastic guy. And that's just what he sounds like. So that's nothing wrong with me doing that. That's his voice. Great guy. Aaliyah was fantastic. He has a son named Gabriel.
Good old Aaliyah and Gabriel.
So that was the second thing we saw. And then it was the Great Migration. So all the animals are basically the animals are going from one side of land to another side of land.
Where to where? And why? If you happen to know any of this.
I don't know. I don't know. I just knew that they had to go from point A to point B. And in order to do that, you had to go through a trench of like water and rocks and stampeding.
Oh, so that's the famous thing where they have to get across the alligator or the crocodiles?
Yeah, Will Smith filmed right there. He pointed out where
you saw the thing.
Yeah, we saw that.
Did you see them go?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah, we saw that happen. That was fantastic.
That's like a bucket list thing.
Yeah, it was very cool.
Cool.
And the crocodiles, they're waiting to attack there. And we saw a crocodile. I have it on video. We have a crocodile that was within 2 feet of eating a wildebeest. And it decided not to do it because it was by itself. And it was before the whole pack of animals came in, because there's thousands of animals waiting to come in. This guy went in all by himself.
Which is so turned out to be smart.
And he had the opportunity to go eat that one, but because thousands of animals are going to be stampeding at some point, he's better off being patient.
So wait, so if he tried for this one and failed,
they all would have scurried away.
All of the wildebeest.
Yeah, because he would have ran away
at the banks.
Yes, and they would have went somewhere else, and he would have lost his chance.
Got it.
And as long as he's patient, there will be a point in time where all he has to do is open his mouth, and they will fall in because there's so many. And so he had to be patient, and so we didn't get to see that kill. But the blood in the veins, the goosebumps on my arms, and Vic's arm, like, it was exhilarating. We almost saw it.
Well, dude, I thought it was ironic and fun that you had this desperation and this thirst for blood, and instead of getting that, you actually ended up getting the opposite. You saw lions creating life.
Yes. So we were told that was just as rare as seeing a kill. It was very rare to stumble upon it. So we stumbled upon 2 lions fucking, and the way that Aaliyah explained that to us was that lions mate for 5 to 7 days straight. They sleep, but all day they're fucking.
Each other or different animals?
Same couple, fucking each other every 5 to 30 minutes. For 5 to 7 days, they're fucking. And I literally saw this, the angle I had, you could see like he was like a nimble daddy. And he was thrusting with his thighs out, like he was frog leg fucking. It was awesome. And he was getting it in there, and then she barked him off because Aaliyah told us that it gets real itchy down there. And as soon as the lion busts, like the lady lion's like, get the fuck off me, I need a minute. It's a lot of sex. And because we arrived right as he was unmounting. And so he said, if it's going to be at most 30 minutes until they have sex again. If it's 5 minutes, that means that they're in the early stage of the breeding. By day 4, 5, 6, or 7, it's a half-hour break because she's just
it's just too much.
There's so much.
It's just too much.
So much rash going on, and just it's irritable,
cumbersome.
Yeah, and so we were there, I think, on day 2 because it was about 8 minutes before he remounted, and then I got that on video.
I saw that.
Yeah, he lasted about 8 seconds.
Okay, so I see. There's high reps but low stamina.
Yeah, they're not fucking they're not like there's no passion.
Long stroking for 40 minutes straight.
No, but I did ask Aaliyah, I'm like, is there pleasure? Because I think we all know that dolphins experience pleasure. And he said maybe, but they definitely show their dominance while they're fucking. The lion, as he was orgasming, he did let out a little bit of a roar. Like, I'm a king of the jungle roar. Just a little one. And then mommy barked him off or howled at him off, and that too was her form of dominance and being like, I no longer consent, get off.
Interesting.
And so that was really cool to see. That was awesome to see, and we were with so many people watching that, and I was blushing. It was at one point.
You were shy?
I was blushing. I was like, Aaliyah.
What was everybody else doing? They were just kind of like,
we didn't really talk to them. You're just kind of in your car.
Because you had your own spot.
We had our own spot.
I really like that move.
Yeah. We both, with the travel agent, we were like, we want to be with people. And she's like, trust me, you don't want to. And then we fought back. We're like, no, like, we want to be with a group. And then she's like, she literally was like, I'm not doing that. You're going private, and you're going to accept however much more money that is. You will thank me later. You'll do the trip, and then you'll realize right away. And I think the reason behind that is because if you have one person that's like, I got to go poop, like, you have to leave.
Dude, it's the one thing that I think that we wish we did differently. Now, granted, we liked a lot of the people that we met, but the people who we didn't like almost ruined the day a couple times. And we met this other couple who had a private situation. And when you have the private situation, you can customize more. You can make a left when you see all the other cars. Like, it's the move. It's cool that you guys did that.
It was awesome. So yeah, we really liked that, and we were glad right away. We were like, oh yeah, I get it. And so we had extra space.
Were you like, we'll see how that, like, if that travel agent better be right?
No, I didn't. I mean, that was a sunk cost. We paid for it months ago, so I wasn't like, that wasn't on my list of things to be angry about.
But not even about the money though, but like even just the idea that she was certain that you should not be with other people.
We just said, yeah. I mean, she said that she wasn't going to book it for us unless we did private. And we're like, okay, we trust you. But that's kind of not what we want to do, but we trust you. And she said, you'll see. And we saw. So we saw right away.
Or you saw?
We saw right away. So that was fantastic. We got to know our guide really well.
Can I ask you some questions?
Sure.
The camp, is it the same one every time?
No, we stayed at a bunch of different camps. So we stayed right outside of the Ngorongoro crater.
Was that cool?
Yes, that was cool. I'm glad we did that first because that was a little more underwhelming than the Serengeti.
Interesting.
But yeah, the camp there was fine. So the first night we stayed at this little boutique place.
In the city or in the
No city,
bush?
just in the bush.
Immediately out into the bush.
Yeah.
Lynch, I was sitting there watching my video the other night, and there was nothing better than being done nitpicking, done fixing every little thing, done obsessing about it, just sit on my couch, throw Lucy in, and just feel great. You know what I mean? I'm a big fan of the pouches, Lucy's especially. I think it's like the cleanest, most solid feeling pouch experience that exists. Pop it in, feeling all good personally. The breakers are a lot of fun too. Kind of have like a little fun flavor ball in the middle that you can pop with your teeth, give you a little extra flavor burst. Personally love the mango and the coffee, but there's a bunch of other good flavors as well. The apple cider is a good one, and there's a bunch of other good ones, grape ice, etc. So check that out. Lucy, for all your pouch needs, you might want to check that out for yourself.
Yeah, we love Lucy on the podcast. So let's level up your nicotine routine with Lucy. Go to lucy.co/oops and use promo code OOPS to get 20% off your first order. Lucy has a 30-day refund policy if you change your mind. Again, that's lucy.co and use code OOPS to get 20% off. And here comes the fine print. Lucy products are only for adults of legal age, and every order is age verified. Warning, this product contains nicotine, and nicotine is an addictive chemical.
Lynch, I don't know about you. There's some sort of like home care stuff that I tend to forget about. I guess we all have them, but for me, it's like air filters. I just never think about that. And it can be a thing where you're like, oh, damn. You don't want to be in a situation where you like desperately need it. You know what I mean?
No, that would be really bad.
That would be
if
really
you
bad.
Desperately need an air filter, it's already too late.
Correct.
You should get ahead of it.
Correct. This podcast, fortunately for all of you and for me, is sponsored by Filter Easy. It's 2025, and when was the last time you changed your air filters? Many homeowners don't remember, don't have time, or can't find the right size filters. Filter Easy makes changing your air filters effortless. The Filter Easy subscription service delivers the right filters to your door right when you need them. Finally, a subscription service that I actually want to subscribe to. Filter Easy filters are proudly made with love in North Carolina. With millions of filters shipped, Filter Easy is the #1 home air filter subscription service in the U.S. Yeah, man, like the last time I used these, like popped them right in, was super easy. I had no problems with it personally, and I don't know how to do anything. So I suspect that it will be equally easy for all of you. And yeah, I just love the idea that I get filters before I am even thinking about them. You know what I mean? That's nice. It's nice to have a situation like that. And I didn't know that they had it for air filters, and it's good to know that they do because it has certainly made my life much more convenient. So anyway, Filter Easy takes care of your air filters so that you have time to take care of everything else. Head to filtereasy.com/oops and use code OOPS for 50% off of your first order plus free shipping forever. Once again, that's filtereasy.com/oops for 50% off your first order plus free shipping forever. And make sure you use our promo code OOPS so that they know that we sent you.
Our luggage got lost from Kenya Airways, and I'm fighting with them right now. I want to get them to pay for like an unfair amount of our trip. I'm pushing hard for them
That's
to
tough.
to overpay. Like I want thousands of dollars.
How much stuff did you lose or was missing? Because I know you ended up getting it back over 2 days later.
Yeah, thank God we had toothbrushes.
Yeah,
We had the same clothes. We wore the same clothes for 50 hours, and that includes the travel time. So the clothes that we went on the 15-hour flight in, we did excursions in for a day and a half after the fact. And there was just no urgency to get our bags back. Our people that we were talking to was like, don't worry, Hakuna Matata, everything's going to be okay. And there should be some worries. Like there are no worries from these people, no urgency, and that's whatever. But someone said that they were going to get our bags for us, and they're like, we're going to keep an eye on it. We're going to get the bags for you. We're going to get the bags for you. And then I was like, okay, I trust that. And then several hours go by, and we know that there's 4 other flights that have left from Nairobi to where we were, and still no sign of where our bags are. So I called the airline directly, and they were like, okay, we'll put it on this flight. So it was just sitting in Nairobi for several missed opportunity flights for them to put the bags on. So
And how did they miss? Was your like layover short? Like what ended up happening?
It was like an hour and a half, 2 hour layover. And like there were people that boarded, that got on the plane after us. Maybe they got to the airport before us, but like they got their bags. So it just like, I think it got lost in the sauce with a few other people, but we didn't pack anything besides toothbrushes. And so our first night we stayed at a hotel right by the airport.
So no carry-on besides your toothbrush.
That's it.
Wow.
That's
Not
it.
even, like a little backpack.
No face wash. No face wash. No deodorant.
And you're in the middle of nowhere, and there's nowhere to buy any of this stuff.
Yeah.
Damn.
So I slept in the bathrobe that came with the hotel the first night.
Did you wash your clothes in the tub?
The first night, no, because we just assumed that the next day that our luggage would be there at 8 a.m. because there were 2 flights that got in before 8 a.m. and we were just like, okay, it's going to be here.
And then how was it going to make it out to you where you were? They were going to have somebody bring it to you?
So the plan was for them to drop off the bags at the hotel that we were staying at the night that we landed, and then we were going to leave that next morning to go like several hours away to Ngorongoro. And then eventually they just were like, we're dropping the bags off at your first hotel. Like not our responsibility. And so we had to spend like $480 to get our luggage through a third party to us. So we had insurance that covered some of it, but I think we had to pay $75 out of pocket. So I want like $5,000. I want $5,000 and a head. I do, dude.
Yeah, no, I feel you. It sucks, man.
It was just, I mean, just my poor wife. Like the first 2 days were just like, it was hard to get over it. We kept getting over it whenever we thought we had a positive update, and then once we got over it and accepted how things were going to be, like just like no updates, and so that sucked. But then we got over it.
Well, then, so by the time you got the bags, you were over it. By then, you were used to this new life you were living.
By the time we got our bags, it was timed perfectly with going to a new hotel, which was really, 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 really nice. And so,
that was also still on the safari, though.
Yeah, it's all part of the safari. So we're in Ngorongoro for a couple nights at a beautiful camp.
When you say camp, like
it's a hotel, why do they say camp?
Camp
because it's in the middle of the jungle. It's like there's no.
I've heard they're really nice, right? Mm-hmm. And like I know you were saying they're a little hovery, but like good food, good service, like
bad food, good service.
Right, and that's probably just because it's.
It was the best. I think it was the best food we could have gotten out there. The food's just not good. It's just not. It's just not. It was fuel. It was fuel. It was
so
fuel.
Like, and did Victoria agree?
Yeah, I mean, like if you like fruit that is covered in flies, like it's great.
Got it. So because the flies are just everywhere, and there's
yeah,
nothing you can do.
they're just there, and so that's just how it is. Like food safety is not a priority out there.
Would the food have been good with no flies? Would the fruit have been good with no flies?
Yeah. The fruit was the tastiest or the safest thing to eat. Like when in doubt, have some fruit.
Explain that to me.
I don't know.
Meaning like it was familiar?
Like fruit's fruit. Like besides flies, there's not much you can do to ruin it. Mm-hmm. And it just, it was the best it was the best we could get.
How was your stomach during the trip?
Nothing worse than just your typical long distance traveler stomach for the first couple days.
Yes.
So
like kind of bloated and Victoria too, all good? No.
Yeah.
That's great.
No, yeah, our buddy Kale, he said that he went to Africa and he was a wreck the whole trip. His stomach was a wreck the whole time.
Where did he go?
I don't know. But
shout out to Kale, our boy.
Yeah. So yeah, the food was not good. But the safari experience, I can't that was a decent trade-off. That was a decent trade-off.
So we were talking about this a little bit while we were setting up the pod, like the idea that you do these things, and at some point in these trips in general, in any trip, there's shit that's going to suck. So like, say you go to the Sistine Chapel and you're there on whatever day, and it's like as busy as it normally is, which is insanely busy. So now you're just in this insanely busy place. It's hot. You're paranoid you're going to get pickpocketed. And then you get in the Sistine Chapel and you look up and you're like, wow, this is as cool as I thought it would be. Oh my God. And this is where St. Peter is buried or whatever. And like, then you go home and you're like, all right, was that worth it or not?
Yeah.
And a lot of the time you end up not remembering how sweaty you were and you remember how great the Sistine Chapel was. And it's this interesting thing where like in the moment, it doesn't always feel good. But then the question is the trade-off worth it? And that's the question that we have for you. So you've described some challenges. Those things are challenging for sure.
I mean, they are. It's just my experience.
No, but and there's just, that would be challenging for anyone, I think.
Yeah.
But you're about to get into talking about how the safari was so amazing. So I want to hear that thought. And then I also want to hear based on, would you do it again? Would you do it like this again? What would you do differently?
I'm never going back to Africa. Nope. Never. Not for me. But never. And you love travel. Never. The safari I'm so glad we did that. And I went in knowing I'm like, okay, you're going to really like this. And it blew my mind. And
it was as cool. It was cooler than you thought it would be.
Yes, because there was no guarantee of seeing anything. It was like we were like hunting with our eyes. Like we were out there in the wild trying to find stuff. And there were some days where we saw, like there was one day where we saw an underwhelming amount of exciting stuff. It was like our last day where we've already like, stumbling upon an elephant, like that was like mind-boggling the first couple of days, and then we got used to it. That's how great it was. Like there was a point in time where like I was checking the camera's photos as we're passing zebras and lions because we saw so many.
Right.
So on the last day, that was the only time where there was a little bit of boredom and like, but the chase was amazing because there was always a chance.
Yeah.
And I remember there was one point where we were sitting for 4 hours at this one spot. We already saw the migration a day before, but it's going on every single day. So we thought we were in a really pretty spot where we were going to see a migration that was probably like 10 times the size of the one that we saw previously. And we waited and we waited and we waited, and it just didn't happen. But there was fun in that. So
when you say the chase, like, does it get to a point where like you've seen every animal and now you're just chasing scenarios, or were there certain animals you didn't see?
No, we saw the only one of the big five that we didn't really see. We saw a rhino from a distance, a far distance once. That was the rarest one.
And I know that the distance doesn't. It's not that it doesn't count, but like I've seen a grizzly bear from the distance, and it is not that exciting. You see like a speck.
Yeah.
Like literally, I saw the speck, and then they used like this insane camera they had in the bus to like play it on the TV screen in the bus. And I was like, okay, that's like not cool. I would, you know what I mean?
It's not this, yeah.
But was it like, how far in the distance are we talking?
That one's probably like, I don't know, like 1,000 feet away.
Okay.
Like a couple football fields away. I don't know what that is. But we had binoculars. So Jared and Sammy, our friends that you sat with at the wedding, they gave us their binoculars because they went to Africa a couple years ago. Smart. And thank God. And we both had them. And I mean, we stumbled upon a lion sitting on a rock.
I'm writing that down right now, sorry.
Yeah, we stumbled upon a lion just sitting on a rock, and it coincidentally was just on the path.
That's sick.
And like, we didn't see a kill, but there's a bunch of people that didn't get to see a lion up close like that. Yeah. And that's the one thing that would make me want to go back, is knowing that you don't know what you're going to see, but you will see something cool. You will see something cool and unexpected. And the rush that I got, again, I was blushing at how excited I was about that crocodile almost killing that animal.
And then at that point, like, you're home, or you're back at the hotel, you're recapping, like, at that point, are you like, you know what, like I would have lost my bags and eaten dog shit for 2 months to like get to see that once in my life. Like, this is awesome.
2 weeks, not 2 months. Got it. But yeah, like I'm glad, like I came back and I was like glad we went. Yeah. So that's all you can ask for, I think.
It's an adventure.
When questioning whether or not it was worth going to. So it was awesome. Vic and I just had she's the best person to, you hope to find a partner that you just love hanging out with. So we just had a blast together. Totally. Like the good stuff and the bad stuff that we laugh about. And it was, but overall the safari, I really can't complain. And I compartmentalized that during the safari section of the trip, food is fuel. And so I had those expectations going into it.
That was the other thing I was going to write down, is that I'm going to Africa tomorrow.
And pack some protein bars.
That's what I was literally about to write down. Because like in those situations where there's just like nothing and you just like get a giant clump of rice that flies are all over, like a protein bar will save your life in that situation.
Yeah.
What kind of food was it besides?
Very, it was Indian inspired. And I'm not, but that has nothing to do with like my comments of the food being bad. It was just, it wasn't a lot of flies. There's a lot of flies, dude. Like I'm like, am I an asshole? I'm like looking around, everyone's just eating their food with flies on. I'm like, am I an asshole for thinking like this is kind of gross? And everyone's at the hotel just eating fly food.
Just eating fly.
Not fly with me.
Flying.
So that was great. And then we flew on a tiny little airplane to go to Zanzibar. That was scary. We met some nice families there and we got close with them. We were at like a hotel the whole time.
Like on the beach?
On the beach. The Maasai tribe really pissed me off.
What do you mean?
So the hotel is like pool, hotel, beach, ocean. And then there's another resort next to our resort. On the property line, there's like 10 feet of vacant space. And so the Maasai tribe is standing there. And anytime, like Vic and I show up to the hotel and we're like walking over, like, let's go touch the water. Let's go touch the water. And we go to touch the water. And the guy comes with this stick and he's like, hey, like, I'll make you a bracelet. And I was like, Asante Sana, no, I'm okay. I'm okay. Like, no, thank you. And then he wouldn't leave us alone. And then another guy comes. He's like, hey, I'll make you a wooden license plate with your names on it. And like, no, thank you. And I'm not doing this to them. I'm not swatting at them. I'm just like, no, thank you. No, thank you. And then this mute guy, he always came third because this happened every day. It took us 4 days to touch the water. This mute guy, and he wasn't disabled. He was mute. He was mute. I know he was mute. He was there. I knew what he was doing. And he would come and he would just go, and no value, but just annoying as hell every single day. And Vic and I were just like, okay, well, we have to leave. And then we didn't go into the beach for a couple of days. Then I bought a bracelet from one of the guys negotiating. He wanted like 80,000 shilling to make a bracelet for my niece. I got him down to 20. And then he left us alone. And then we got to touch the ocean.
So you had to like fight off people trying to sell you shit on their way down to the beach.
Yeah.
So
which I think that happens any island. But this one was just annoying because there was no chance you could touch water without having to just be like, no, I don't want a wooden license plate. I don't want a fucking wooden license plate with my name on it. I don't. Come up with something better. That sucked. And they just swarmed everybody. I saw so many families like have smiles on their face. We're going to go touch the water. We're going to go touch the water. And then like a minute later, they're like crying or like running away scared. And
so there was like families like...
Yeah, it was like a family. It was mostly like a family resort.
Interesting. And were they American families? Like, what was their deal?
No, not a lot of Americans. We found one family from Seattle that we got close with, and we're in touch. Just like you made some friends on your trip. But most of the people were from Poland.
Interesting.
A lot of Polish people.
Interesting.
There were buffets every night, and one night there was pasta at the main station, and there was this little kid. He was definitely Polish. With a bucket hat, and I saw him standing, and he points to the red sauce, and the guy's, you want red? And he's like, yes, I want red. And then he's like, do you want cheese? And the guy assumed that he wanted cheese. He's like, as he's saying, do you want cheese? He put a little bit of cheese in the pasta, and the kid was like, no cheese. And so I was like, I like that kid. And I was like, so I called him Pasta Boy. And then Vic was like, you have to stop, because I was like, I think I was being a creep, not in a sexual way, but I was bothering him. So
hey there, Pasta Boy.
No, so I said, I would say whenever he walked by us, I would just say, I'm like, Pasta Boy. and he was scared of me. I saw him see me and then take a different route to get past me, and
you turned into his Maasai tribe.
Yeah, and every time I saw him, I turned into the devil. I was just, and Vic was like, right, okay, like you're being weird. I was like, Pasta Boy, because he didn't speak, like it was fine. So I did that to that kid. And the reason why I really did it was because they did a birthday thing one night. And then it was his birthday. And so I called him Pasta Boy once.
How old is this kid again?
10. He walked by our table. We were sitting with our new friends. And I just said, happy birthday. Not creepy. It was before I really got into the Pasta Boy. And he turned around and like he spazzed out for a second. He was just confused, and I was like, "Happy birthday." And so then I was like, you're a target. Like, that's entertaining to me. And so I would just say, pasta boy. And Vic was like, you need to stop. I thought it was fun.
Dude, that's great. I love it. Pasta boy.
Yeah, there was pasta boy. And then there was margarita boy. I don't know where he was from, but he's really skinny. He could have been 12. He could have been 28. I had no idea. But he was drinking margaritas like crazy. And then there was like some like local dancers doing stuff with fire. And he would just get up really close and was just clapping like this. And he's just drinking margaritas. And I'm like, this kid's blacked out drunk. I saw no light behind his eyes, and he's recording and like just a little too invasive. There's a difference between like recording and like, let me get that vagina in my camera.
Yes, correct.
And so that was what he was doing. Everyone could see it. And so that was Margarita Boy. And then he was with his big family, and he was just a mess. And then Victoria was like, oh my God, Ryan, look. And I turn around, and he's like, has his arm around a waist of who I think was his sister or his cousin. And I just see they're walking away, and I just see like, he's really into it. And then I just see her like push his arm down.
Oh my
and
God.
so
Hilarious.
that was Margarita Boy.
Legend. Oh, dude, sounds like it was a wild ride at the very least.
All the fun stuff isn't fun to share. Yeah, we had amazing moments, but the more interesting stuff are the grievances in my eyes. Like, those are the things that I think are noteworthy.
Well, did you share the good things? All of the good things? Or?
Yeah, I had a fun time with Victoria. We saw animals, and we got to spend a lot of time together. That's it. There's no.
All right, can you tell me at least then, how were the airports that you were in? How was the Nairobi airport?
It wasn't that great. I didn't like it.
Was it busy?
It was very busy, and no one knew what was going on, and a lot of line cutting. And
I hate that. I fucking hate that.
Yeah, I hated it. And the food, it was I didn't like it.
Okay.
Don't fly Kenya Air.
Don't fly Kenya
Don't.
Air. Well, dude, look, you'll get them next time, huh?
There will be no next time.
There's no trip. You're never going on a trip again.
I'm never leaving Williamsburg again. Anytime anyone trashes Africa, I will defend the hell out of it. Because you can't talk shit about Africa unless you've been to Africa.
Let me see here.
Like, I earned that right.
Let's
like,
see here,
Like,
Lynch.
have you been to Africa? No? Okay, then I don't want to hear what you have to say. Because whatever it is doesn't matter, because you didn't go. You can't speak on what you don't know.